Have you ever felt like someone you care about is starting to take you for granted? Maybe it's a friend who only calls when they need something, or a partner who no longer notices the little things you do. Perhaps it's a family member who dismisses your efforts, or a boss who overlooks your hard work. Before we dive into the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts. You give your best, your time, your energy, your heart. But somehow, it feels like none of it matters. You feel unseen, unheard, and maybe even a little worthless. It hurts, right? That sinking feeling of being undervalued can eat away at your confidence and leave you questioning your place in someone else's life. I get it. I've been there. But what if I told you the key to changing this dynamic isn't in trying harder, pleasing more, or chasing their attention? What if the real power lies in doing something completely different? Something that could not only transform your relationships, but also elevate your sense of self worth? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share might just shift everything for you. Identify the problem. Have you ever felt undervalued or unappreciated? It's a feeling many of us know all too well, and it can lead to certain behaviors that we think will solve the problem, but often end up making it worse. When we feel overlooked, we tend to overcompensate, putting in more effort, doing things we don't need to do, and desperately seeking validation from others. We try harder to prove ourselves, thinking that by doing more, we'll earn the respect and recognition we deserve. But here's the thing, these actions rarely have the desired effect. Instead of feeling valued, we often feel drained, frustrated, and resentful. We may find ourselves stuck in a cycle where no matter how hard we try, it never feels like enough. The real issue isn't the actions of others, it's how we teach others to treat us through our own behavior. We give away our power when we seek validation from others, and we allow their opinions of us to dictate our worth. But the truth is, we are the ones who set the standards for how we are treated. We don't need to prove our value to anyone because our worth is not determined by external opinions. It comes from within. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, shared this profound idea in his Meditations. The idea of self. Respect and inner calm are the foundation of true strength. He said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." What this teaches us is that our worth is not defined by others' recognition or approval. It's rooted in who we are and how we carry ourselves. We must respect ourselves first, and when we do, others will follow suit. Epictetus, another brilliant Stoic thinker, reminds us that we can only control ourselves, not the actions of others. He emphasizes the importance of focusing on what's within our control, our own thoughts, actions, and responses, and letting go of the need for external validation. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So, when we seek approval from others, we're giving away our power. We're handing over control of ourselves, worth it to someone else, and that's a dangerous game. The truth is that seeking validation from outside of ourselves only leads to frustration because it's beyond our control. Instead, let's shift our focus inward. Let's stop trying to prove ourselves to the world and start proving it to ourselves. When we find validation within, when we build ourselves with respect and inner calm, we free ourselves from the cycle of seeking approval. And in doing so, we teach others how to value us. Not based on what we do for them, but because we understand our own worth. Introduce the simple trick. Here's the core solution, the simple trick to reclaiming your power. Step back and reclaim your power. It's easy to get caught in the trap of pushing for attention, trying to prove your worth, and constantly seeking validation from others. But what if I told you that the real power lies not in trying harder, but in pulling back? Instead of exerting all your energy to get noticed or to earn approval, you need to set a new standard for how you allow others to treat you. This doesn't mean you have to be rude or distant. It means you stop overextending yourself and let others see you for who you truly are. Think of yourself as a valuable gem. When you constantly offer yourself up, when you're always available and doing everything for everyone, people can forget your true worth. You become too familiar, too accessible, and your value can get lost in the noise. But when you step back, when you stop chasing validation and let your value speak for itself, people start to notice what they take for granted. This shift is not about being distant or cold, it's about recognizing your own worth and setting boundaries that reflect that. By pulling back, you create space for others to appreciate you. Not out of desperation, but out of respect for what you bring to the table. This concept aligns closely with a key idea in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. Manson argues that true power comes from focusing on what you can control. Your actions, your mindset, and your boundaries. He suggests that by investing our time and energy in the things that matter to us and letting go of the things we can't control, we regain our power. We stop giving a fuck about other people's opinions, and in doing so, we stop giving them power over us. And this is where the Stoic practice of detachment comes in. The Stoics teach us that to achieve inner peace and true strength, we must detach ourselves from external outcomes, especially approval from others. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of focusing on what lies within our control, and Epictetus echoed this by reminding us that our happiness and worth are not dependent on external circumstances. So, when you step back and detach yourself from the need for approval, you free yourself from the frustration of constantly seeking validation. You stop performing for others and start living for yourself. And in doing so, you reclaim your power and allow others to see you in a new light. One that reflects your true value. How to apply the trick. Now that we know the trick to reclaiming our power, it's time to put it into practice. Step back and reclaim your power is not just a catchy phrase. It's a way of life that starts with tangible actions. Here's how you can apply it. Stop overextending. The first step is to resist the urge to constantly prove your worth. It's easy to fall into the trap of overcompensating. Whether it's working harder, doing more, or saying yes to everything to get noticed. But here's the thing, overextending yourself does not make you more valuable, it makes you less respected. Instead, pause and reflect on what you truly bring to the table. What are your strengths, your skills, your core values? Your worth doesn't need to be earned through effort alone. It's inherent in who you are. Recognize that, and stop proving yourself every minute of the day. Limit your availability. One of the most powerful ways to show that you value yourself is by setting boundaries. Your time and energy are precious, and when you respect them, others will learn to respect them too. Create healthy boundaries that signal you value yourself enough to guard your own well-being. You don't need to be available to everyone all the time. And when you do give your time, make sure it's for things that genuinely matter to you. Your goals, your growth, and your peace. Focus on yourself. Shift your energy from constantly seeking validation from the outside to focusing on your inner growth. Rediscover your passions, your hobbies, and the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. Self-care isn't just about relaxation, it's about creating the space to grow and invest in your own development. When you start focusing on yourself, you'll find that your worth is no longer tied to the approval of others. You become the person who validates themselves, and that's a truly powerful position to be in. Communicate calmly. There will be moments when you need to express your boundaries or assert your standards. But how you communicate is everything. Instead of reacting emotionally or letting frustration dictate your words, practice non-reactivity. One of the core Stoic principles. Communicate calmly and assertively, without drama or unnecessary conflict. Stand firm in yourself. Respect and express what you need without feeling the need to explain or justify yourself. The Stoics taught that it's not about what happens to us, but how we respond. And by responding with calm assertiveness, we remain in control. Integrate Atomic Habits by James Clear. Personal growth doesn't happen overnight. The key to long-term transformation lies in the small, consistent actions we take every day. James Clear's concept of atomic habits is all about making tiny improvements each day. These habits that compound over time to create massive change. If you want to build yourself, respect starts with small, consistent actions, setting boundaries, dedicating time to personal growth, and choosing to focus on what you can control. These small habits will gradually transform your mindset and your life, leading to greater resilience and self-worth. Reflect Daily with the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. One of the most powerful practices for building inner strength and resilience is daily reflection. Ryan Holiday's The Daily Stoic encourages us to reflect on our actions, thoughts, and emotions every day. This practice helps us become more aware of our reactions and helps us align our actions with our values. By taking a few minutes each day to reflect on what we've done well, where we can improve, and how we can remain true to ourselves, we build discipline and resilience. This daily practice of self-reflection allows us to stay grounded and in control of our lives, no matter what external pressures we face. The surprising outcome. You may be wondering, what happens when I start stepping back, setting boundaries, and focusing on myself? Well, here's the surprising outcome. This shift often triggers curiosity and respect from others. When you start valuing yourself, others take notice. It's almost like magic. The moment you stop chasing validation, people start to recognize your worth. They begin to see you differently, and your presence becomes more valuable. The more you honor your time and energy, the more others begin to respect it as well. This shift can be incredibly powerful. When you stop overextending and start prioritizing your own well-being, you begin to exude a sense of strength and independence that naturally draws people in. You don't have to beg for attention or approval anymore. When you embrace yourself, worth becomes evident in how you carry yourself, and that's what people respond to. Now, let's be real for a second. Not everyone will respond the way you hope. Some people may not understand the changes, and that's okay. In fact, if they don't value you, it's actually a blessing in disguise. The real gain here is not in how others respond, but in the clarity you gain about who truly deserves your time and energy. You'll begin to see who is truly supportive of you and who is just there to take. This clarity is a huge gift. It's a step toward making more intentional choices in your relationships and life. Brené Brown, in her book Daring Greatly, speaks to the incredible strength that comes from vulnerability. She emphasizes the courage to walk away from situations where we're undervalued. It's not about being prideful, it's about knowing your worth and having the courage to say, "This isn't working for me." Walking away when you're not being treated with respect takes a profound amount of strength, and that's where true vulnerability lies. It's about being willing to stand up for yourself and show up for the life you deserve. And if you want to know what the true self is, confidence looks like, just look at someone who values their own company. Ralph Waldo Emerson's essays on self-reliance beautifully captures the essence of this. Self-reliance is about trusting in your own abilities and finding peace in your own presence. When you value your own company, when you are comfortable with who you are, you stop relying on others to validate your worth. You no longer need external approval to feel complete. You are enough as you are. This sense of inner strength and independence is the ultimate form of self-confidence. It is the kind of confidence that does not seek validation but simply is. And when you reach this level of self-assurance, something amazing happens. You no longer must fight for respect. It will come naturally because you have already given it to yourself. Empowering message. I want to leave you with this one powerful truth: your worth is not determined by others. You do not need external validation to know how valuable you are. You define your value. It's not something that can be given or taken away by anyone else. It is something that is inherent in who you are. Your worth is built on yourself. Respect, your actions, and the way you show up for yourself every day. And here is the key to unlocking your true potential: when you raise your standards, the right people will rise to meet you. You do not have to lower yourself to fit in or seek approval from people who do not value you. When you start setting boundaries, and when you start valuing your time and energy, you will notice a shift. The people who truly align with your energy, your values, and your worth will rise to meet you at the level you have set. You will not have to chase after them. They'll naturally gravitate toward you. But first, you must set that standard. You must draw the line in the sand and say, "This is what I deserve." But here is the thing, growth often requires discomfort. To step into your power, you may have to let go of relationships, situations, and even environments that no longer serve you. This is not easy. It is uncomfortable. But remember, discomfort is a sign of growth. Sometimes, you must make space for new things by letting go of what is holding you back. And trust me, letting go is not about giving up. It is about making room for the better, more aligned relationships and experiences that are waiting for you. So, if you are truly ready to reclaim your power, start today. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for someone else to come along and tell you how great you are. You are the one who sets your value. You are the one who defines your worth. And when you do that, watch what happens. Watch as your life starts to align with your true standards. Watch as the right people begin to show up, as the right opportunities unfold. You are in control of this journey. Remember this, true confidence is built from the inside out. It is not about how many compliments you get, how many likes you receive, or how many people validate you. True confidence comes from knowing that you are enough, just as you are. It comes from having the courage to set boundaries, honor your time and energy, and step into your own power unapologetically. End of the video. As we wrap up today's message, remember this, you are not defined by the opinions of others. Your worth is yours to claim, and when you start valuing yourself, everything else will start to shift. The right people will rise to meet you, the right opportunities will unfold, and your life will begin to align with your standards. But it all starts with you. If you are ready to take back control, set your boundaries, and stand firm in yourself. Worth it, then do not wait for tomorrow. Start today. You have the power to create the life you deserve. One that is built on your own terms, not the expectations of others. So, I want to leave you with this, true confidence comes from within. It is not about the approval you seek from the outside. It's about the respect and trust you cultivate with yourself. You have everything you need within you to step into your full power, and now it is time to make it happen. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to act. Set your values, draw your boundaries, and keep moving forward. Because when you do, the world will start to see you the way you have always deserved. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who needs to hear this today. Let us continue to grow together. Stay strong, stay true, and remember, you are enough.